awful, but they were still like hacking a little bit, and the symptoms are the same, so I know where it came from. Anyways, we're gonna be popping back into Coral Island, picking up where we left off. There has been some work done since the last time we played, and that is what ended up happening is off stream I ground out the last of the materials because a lot of it was literally just waiting for like, you know, just waiting for the eggs to be ready, just waiting. I might be wrong. It's fine. I just realized I may have missed something. Let me double check that. There's so many coconuts at the beach right now. It's like coconut paradise over there. Make sure you include fresh vegetables in your diet, hun. They're a great source of fiber and nutrients. I don't want you to get sick. Aw. Alright. Let me check one thing. So that I know if I have to immediately stop and detour for one thing. Because I'm having this sinking feeling that I forgot one thing. Which if I did, it shouldn't delay anything. It's just I need to make something a priority if it is. And it is if I go to this mural over here. Okay, this... Oh, no, I got it. We're good. Okay, for a moment I thought I forgot the century eggs, which require an aging barrel. And for, And so it's just sitting there for a moment going, oh no, did I like leave one of the things that's a big delay? Do you get something special when you unlock S rank? I have no idea, but it is the equivalent of doing a perfection run in Stardew. So I need this. And I need you. But yeah, no, it's the equivalent of doing a perfection run in Stardew, where you've basically done all of the things. We are going to be kind of rushing around real fast, that I'm not going to go through and explain everything real quick, because I got a lot I want to get done. I am going to go and tend to my farms, even though they don't really matter on this, but I have automated most of this stuff now, so that really all it is checking to make sure the automation hasn't failed. And then one thing I do hope they change about the game... Oh, I forgot I moved the barn to unstick things. I forgot I had done that, so it's really confusing, like, where's my barn? Is that, like, you have to go and open those barns every day? I do kind of feel like, with the barns being in multiple locations, I'd rather not have to visit both of them every single day. Which, I mean, I can if I don't mind them just eating up all the seaweed or whatever. But, it would be really nice if there was a way to be like, hey, just let the animals, like, leave the barn door open. Alright. So, time to make things happen. We're going to start off with the ocean thing, and we're going to work our way through the list. So, I have set aside the things I need. I've got the century eggs, I've got the cheese, I've got the jam. I will need a bunch of materials for the museum and that, which I've already got. I just need to drop them off. We're going to go through and we're going to slot everything in and make things happen. In hindsight, quick change of plans of how I'm approaching this. I'm going to do the attraction and the museum first, since they have to run a certain number of days. Just in the very unlikely off chance that one of these will force me to skip a day or whatever. Alright, so I need scrap and I need the ring. Yeah. So let's go here, online store, lab, scrap. I'm just gonna say 400 because scrap is cheap. Alright. Yeah, so you look at this, and weirdly, these two look like they're almost not done, but it looks like it's going to jump forward at like one big giant leap at one time. So I need to go to the adventures... Oh, that's not the way I wanted to move off my bar. This was. I need to go to the, like, Adventurers Guild, Band of Smiles, to buy another ring from them for the museum. Yeah, so it should be good enough that we just run over there, drop everything off real quick. We should be in good order. Because I couldn't, like, test all this off stream or anything like that. And the reason I couldn't is I'd have to advance the day for those things. And then you'd miss whatever it was. To fill in the things that people missed from me playing off stream, I did have 1 or 2 cinematics. The only major cinematics that stand out is we did have a cinematic with Waku and Wataru. That basically it was Waku the dad. Wataru? I forget which one's which. It was the dad was over watering his plants. And he was kind of lamenting that he was, in a lot of ways, jealous of his son and all that. That his son was able to go and, you know, get an education, do all these things where he, you know, he fished because he really didn't have a choice. Not that he, like, regretted it or whatever, but, like, that's just what he did. And that the outcome of that is we told him, it's like, hey, you know, you're spilling your guts here at me, that, like, all this stuff, and that you're proud of him. You should tell him that. All right, so that's the dinosaur locked in. So that'll finish the museum. Once that's done, museum's done. So that'll S rank that when it finishes. Next I need to run in here and find... I know I'm missing a material, I just don't remember what it was on my person. I needed the osmium kelp. And I've got like 50 of that. Alright, so osmium kelp essence, and that'll get the arcade going. And then that'll be the attractions S ranked. When it's done, so it'll take like 5 in-game days. But my plan is we get everything lined up, everything in place, and then we go in and we finish those in-game days. Like, we'll speedrun the days where all I do is I wake up, I let the animals out if it's an appropriate day to let them out, and if I have to replace the seeds in the one thing, I'll replace the seeds in the one thing. Because these are the only ones that got a timer on them. That's the reason I was like, wait, let me do these first, just in case I have something that ends my day earlier. And then this is the last attraction, which will be the arcade in the rec center. I guess that's one thing where people are saying, does S-Rank get you something? I mean, we get the rec center, and I assume there'll be, like, mini-games or... Oh! Waku and Wataru. Okay. Okay, everyone. Meet me on your mats, and let's get started. Come on, Dad. Just give it a chance, Captain. This is a bad idea. We bullied him into yoga. Namaste. I see a few new faces in our class today. Welcome, Captain Wataru. We're happy you'll be joining us. He's still wearing his rubber boots, I see. Yep. We'll start with breathing. Inhale. Then exhale. Shh. Now we'll stretch. All right. Now we're nice and loosened up. Let's try a downward facing dog. Oh, what now? Hands lined up under your shoulders, knees lined up under your hips. Come on, Captain, give it a try. Now, elbows down and slowly lower your head. And now we pull ourselves up from our core. Dad? You okay, Captain? I told you this was a stupid idea. Leave me be. I had yoga to last the rest of my natural life. So I'm guessing he just face planted. It's okay, Captain. Sorry to interrupt your class, Leah. Carry on without me. Dad. He's like, no things make me mad. Alright. Yeah, so I'm assuming what happened there was he lost his grip on the floor and just face planted the floor. Right, so from there we need to go to... Let's actually go to the ocean next. Alright. So we're going to try and rush through and get all this set up. And that said, I do think what we'll end up doing is when we hit S rank of the town, we'll just advance like another day or so, just to see if there's any like follow-up cinematic or something like that. And that's when we'll do our split in today's stream, so that might actually be way earlier than normal. I don't really know. But we can figure it out from there. Alright. The rewards they give you this are all crap. Like, by the time you've done this, a solar core is utterly meaningless. Okay, so I gotta match the pattern. So that's 3, 4, 5, 2, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's just matching the designs. Okay. The Song of the Sea is playing once more. Cool. I kind of wish I had remembered to turn on the in-game music. We turned it off because it doesn't play often enough. And then you get these cinematics and you sit here and go, I'm sure it's playing some cool music. Devs, please. Make it so the music actually plays normally so that a lot of us don't turn off the music to have music to play. Or at a minimum, give us the ability to, like, interrupt here and turn on the music or whatever. Sorry. I'd even be okay if for cinematics it had its own thing. As the music notes fly across the screen in utter silence. And then we have, like, the sirens call and everyone starts walking into the ocean. I imagine the scene hits way different if you have music playing. All right, so a weather conch. A missile conch that unlocks the ability to change the weather. Be mindful, it comes at a cost. What's the cost? Is it just the materials? Because those materials aren't bad. Like, those materials are really not bad. And S rank on the ocean. Wait, what was that other thing I saw there? Shellac? What's shellac? Oh, I think it's just a I think it's just a good I can buy at one of the stores. Okay. All right. So that's something. We got a thing that lets us control the weather. That's useful, because if you're sitting there and there's something you're trying to farm for, and you're like, oh man, I'm just not getting rainy days. I don't know what to do about this. That's a solution. It also didn't imply that it got used up. I'm not sure on that one. Alright, and so next up we have the gem. And we're going to let that play. And then once that plays, we'll drop off the last good here. Because that'll be finishing the mural. And that's the mural done. All right. You think? Whoa, you finished it all. So cool. Right. Sorry, I didn't mean. Okay. Well done, human. You have completed the Guardian mural, a testament of your dedication and open heart. This mural not only honors the Guardians, but also reflects the unity and diversity of our community. Now that we have met all the Guardians, I hope you understand that an open mind is key to harmony. You have seen that we do not have to look or behave in the same way to live together peacefully. We are all unique, yet we share the same world. This mural shows that we can celebrate our differences and find strength in diversity. Go forth and spread this message of unity. The world is more beautiful because of souls like yours. Cool. And so with this, we now check there, and S rank on that one. And so literally we're just waiting on the museum and the attraction to roll in, which is literally just fast-forwarding time. So let's see what these outfits look like, by the way. Because we did unlock a couple of new outfits. We got this one. That is certainly a vibe. I can dig it. We've got the goddess outfit. Not really my style, but not bad. Ah, yes. That's the ticket. I just noticed it has rabbit ears. Or whatever those. I really like the slime one. I think it's like the glowy shimmeriness of it. But the fact that it gave you ears as part of the outfit, it's like, alright, I mean, cool, I guess. Okay. So with that, I'm going to run in here and drop all those clothes off in the wardrobe. And we're going to advance the day. Because right now we're just winding down the time till those days get done. Like I said, we're going to be speedrunning our days where all I'm going to do is check on the animals, and then move on. I might actually check to see if birthdays are going on too. No birthdays the 21st, that's 4 days. I might not have to worry about birthdays. You know the mural by the lake? I heard they used some... Let's say, you heard they used the same construction company as one built pufferfish. What? It wasn't easy for me to find someone to spend my life with. I'm so glad I found you. You allow me to be who I truly am. Thank you, honey. I have a little something special for you, hun. I hope you like it. She didn't actually give me something. We're being gaslit here. Didn't want to disturb you. I was just taking a look at your lovelies here. You turned the old place into an impressive farm. Thank you. Suppose some people just have a natural green thumb. Waku won't let up about me socializing, even after the disaster at the yoga class. I made a fool out of myself in front of Leah and everyone. Let's see. We can go saying it's not as bad as you thought. After you left, I fell over too, but I got up and tried again, which could go either way. So maybe yoga's not for you. What else? So that one's a fairly neutral, fine one. This one, it would be depending on how it's taken. Like, on one hand, you're saying, hey, I fell down too, like, it's not that embarrassing. But the fact that we follow by, but got up and tried again, and he didn't, like, that can still be a thing. I'm gonna say, so maybe no, yoga's not for you. What else do you like? Let's see. Catch fish, clean fish, play chess, against myself. I know what Waku's trying to do. The boy doesn't want me to be alone in my old age. But he doesn't understand. I lived my life on a boat. Made my living there. Had my friends there, my crew. They were my closest family. But when I retired, the pithy mermaid crew scattered over the wind. Where did they go? We've lost touch now. Some are on Dolka Island, or captaining their own boats. Sometimes they stand up in the lighthouse with my binoculars, trying to get a glimpse of a familiar face. No new friends? Guess you can say that. I'm an old man, human. In my twilight years. Socializing and yoga, that's for the younger generation. Well, you're always welcome. You can say, don't you get lonely? I would. I'm gonna go with that because I don't want Wataru showing up all the time. That's not what's gonna be what's happened. Both of these aren't necessarily bad. Don't you get lonely? I would. Doesn't matter. It's always something of a lonely life. It suits me. I mean, fair enough. I wish I could help him. Maybe I have an idea. Don't do it. Leave it alone. Oh, get him a pet. That wouldn't be a bad mood. Give him, like as long as he's interested in taking care of a dog or whatever. That would be a perfect situation for, like, an adoption. Pet goldfish is like, I like fish. I like cleaning fish. I like eating fish. Thank you for the fish. Takes it out of the aquarium and immediately starts cleaning it up. Breads it and everything. Alright. So honestly, for all these, I'm just going through to just grab the stuff for the money. Not too worried about most of the rest. Let's see. Actually, we're gonna leave that in there, because that could be aged. That's fine. Okay. And we have, like, no real bird. Honestly, I don't even need to worry about these machines so much right now, because they're not going to run out of stuff in the time frame we've got before things conclude. And honestly, actually, I don't need to run any of these machines, like, to do anything with them. They've got enough storage and everything that they'll just do what they do. So I'm gonna just drop off all of our stuff. I will, like I said, let the animals out, and we'll just advance the day. Please stop bogarting the teleporter. There we go. Because here, that thing still gets stuck where I can't empty it, the collection thing. But I've come to accept I'm just going to leave it that way because I can still, once I move the place, I can get all the stuff out of it. I'm kind of just like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. But we can go ahead and get all that sorted out. Yeah, so no, I don't need to go in the greenhouse. I don't need to check the machines. I honestly don't even need... Literally, it's just open the barn, go to bed. That's the only things I need to do to not, like, have progress lost and stuff. And then we'll also talk to the animals because I can't do anything to build up their friendship faster. They don't accept gifts. Sorry, wifey, no time. And besides, they give me sad faces, and I don't like it. Alright, so I've got that one. Let you two out. Cool, and that means I shouldn't have to deal with any more trees having fruit or anything. Till stuff's done. I did not already go to the... I was sitting there, I was like, wait, did I already go to the sea animals and give them their stuff? No, we did not. Alright. Because then the next day, the museum should finish. I believe it's one more day the museum should finish. And then we'll go check that cinematic out. I did not let them out. There we go. You still have food there? Cool. Because I've had sometimes that they don't end up eating anything while they're out, and that's fine. Alright. We can go right back to sleep. It's a nice 7 o'clock in the morning. We've had ourselves a very long day. We can go right back to sleep to advance the next part. And so that's the museum finish. Because like I said, I do want to go at least 1 or 2 days over when we S rank. Unless there's a cinematic that happens immediately. Basically, I'm expecting some kind of end cinematic. Even if it's just like, yay, we've reopened the town. Alright. So it's telling us that the hologram's done. And these are all running. I'm not even going to worry about what's happening with them. They're not going to have time to finish growing it anyways, so it doesn't matter. That's not what I meant to do. Alright. Then pop up here real fast. Deal with our sea animals. And then we can check out the last hologram and see if we get a cinematic for the museum S ranking. Okay. Yeah, so they did eat a little bit of their food off the stand there. I'm actually curious because I've been suspecting that it doesn't count it right. Like that, there's 8 that goes on there. I'm suspecting it'll only be 3 in here. No, it's still 5. That's fine. I just want to make sure that we don't take a penalty on them. It's whatever. Oh, I don't need to be carrying some of these things around with me anymore. Hang on. I no longer need you on my inventory anymore. We can drop you in there. Alright, so now to the museum. To see the last hologram go into place and get our S rank on the museum. Okay. So, that should be all of the dinos. Yeah, that was S rank. I'm surprised we didn't get a cinematic for it. It's saying we unlocked the buffalo and the ostrich, but we already had buffalo and the ostrich. That's okay. When we do the last attraction thing, I'll also pop my nose in there as well. All right. So the museum's done. The mural's done. The only thing outlying is the attraction, which, like I said, is literally just fast forward time. We'll get that knocked out real quick. Move on to the next thing. So I got 2 days on that. So what's the agenda today? I'm gonna give you a pink diamond to maintain our relationship. That's what I'm doing. Is I want to keep the relationship moving. Oh, by the way, she's gonna have a baby. Just so you know, I did get that dialogue yesterday off stream where she's like, "Do you want a baby?" And I was like, "Yes." Because I'm gonna do a bunch of achievement stuff, and I'm pretty sure I have all the achievements around that nonsense, but you know, don't want to miss any. Because one of the only achievements I'm missing is I think I'm missing only like 3 or 4 achievements. I'm missing the sell one of everything that's like in the certain tabs or whatever, because that was bugged. I'm missing the achievement to have 8 reputation with all of the town folk, because that was bugged, so I didn't get credit. Like I got the thing in game that says you did it, but I didn't get the Steam achievement. And I see that's a seed, so let me swap that out real fast. So this time when I go to get there, I'm going to actually drop a save right before I get the last person topped off. That way, if it doesn't work, I can circle back and, you know, sometime later, see what we can figure out with it. I'm just dropping these. I don't have the achievement for, I think it's having $10 million. Or whatever it was. Whatever the amount of money is. So I've got that one to get. I do have the all recipes. I have done the one where you cook all the recipes. That's another one a lot of people don't have. And I don't have the achievement for maxing out all of the skills in the game, which we're actually pretty close on this character if I look at it. And we look at her mastery. I've got one. I'm almost done with foraging and with the with the combat. The only one that's a real one that's just dragging is ranching. Which my hope is that you get ranching credit just for selling the ranched goods. And I don't have to like manually go through and deal with like all the stuff on the animals. Because I don't want to. But if it comes down to that, on my own time I can grind that stuff out. Alright, I think it said tomorrow is the day that arrives. I'm not gonna worry about those trees. They're not gonna matter. All the rest of the stuff is running fine. I need to keep befriending you because I literally can only just talk to you to do that, and it's super slow. Alright. But that'll be good because we'll get all this knocked out and sorted. And I'll finally be able to like say, alright, we did all the things in Coral Island and it's done. Alright. Okay, so this in-game day should be the finishing of the last attraction once we advance the day. And that should be what's required for us to become an S-rank town. That should be literally everything. And we'll run by the rec center, see if there's a cinematic, which I would assume there will be. We might actually get multiple rounds. Are there more people around, or am I seeing things? Alright, so if we look at our journal... That's weird. It's giving me... We had the tree planting festival. Okay. And we finished that. Alright, we have reached the S rank. So it's telling us to go to the community center. Dear human, congratulations on reaching S rank. We've added a new book to the library. Furry Herring, Fan or Fiction, The Rare Butterflies of the World, Coral Island's Most Wanted Critters, The Old Farmer Diary, Do Good, an investigation of the effects of ethical dilemmas on coral reefs and fish communities. Feel free to visit the library to enjoy the latest edition. So there are some new books in the library. We're about to get hit with an ad break, so what I am going to quickly do is I'm going to deliberately delay going to grab the stuff or going to the community center until after the ad is done. That way I don't need to like pause all that and wait for things and whatnot. So I'm going to run around, take care of all the animal stuff real fast. We'll let the ads play real quick, and then we'll get on to the next thing. Okay. I'm just picking up all this because we're killing time right now. And honestly, just chuck all those in there. Okay. Oh, and one of the things for those who didn't... Here, let me actually... I had mentioned this on stream that I was going to do this, but I did take the time to replace all the trees in here with massive amounts of crops to grow for just money production. Got the large oil. The rest of that's just going to sit. You can go ahead and grab the meat and the wine and all that. Grab all those. You can drop all this off for cash. And then we can pop down to the ocean and deal with our stuff down here. Because I'm also figuring if we get near the community center, that'll probably be enough to trigger the cinematic. I'm going to go ahead and run the ad now. It still had like 2 minutes left. But all it does, it means there'll be 2 more minutes to the next one. But with all that, we'll get that knocked out of the way so that way no one misses anything. Because we'll just run around in the 2-3 minutes we got ads going on. It is just the nature of the platform these days that we deal with those. Alright. We have no upcoming birthdays. Oh, I missed one of the birthdays? Yeah, I missed a birthday. That's fine. But yeah, so as you can see, I'm pretty close to having everyone... Getting people close to maxed or whatever. That I've got a handful of people are missing 1 or 2 hearts. That honestly, if I just ran around with all the pink diamonds I've got, we can get that sorted out in no time. I've been mostly just delaying. I'm also assuming we're going to take a substantial bonus to everyone liking us when we finish the community center. So yeah. But this has been a long time coming. This definitely was more streams than I necessarily wanted the game to run. I think this is our 16th stream of this run. Which it's fine. For the record, I've been enjoying it. It's just, there's a point where a game has been around your channel, like it's overlived its stay. And I definitely feel like we were at that, like, 11 streams in. But it was one of those things that we had gotten far enough into going after the S rank that I really wanted... I wanted to make sure we saw it through. That way, you know, we could do it. It'd be the same with, like, Stardew Valley if we got, like, 80-90% of the way to a perfection run and then just went, never mind. It's like, nah, let's just wrap it off. Have that behind us. Because that way when people do ask if I've ever gotten the S rank, I'd be like, it's right there in the VODs. I don't really want to leave people with, like, the unfinished story where you get that. That's always one of the problems I run into with some games when I start playing the game, but I end up having to bail early because of viewership problems or whatever. Or even it's just I'm not having fun. Like, if you get way too many of those games on your channel where you keep starting and dropping and starting and dropping and starting and dropping things, people are less likely to want to get invested in anything that would take time because they figure you're just going to drop it. So it is a balance you do with that. Alright, so the ads are almost done. We can drop all that off. Got about 30 more seconds. Then we're going to go over there and see what happens. Now, considering we have the cinematic here, I'm assuming this will be the cinematic, that we won't have a cinematic here and then a day or two later there'll be a follow-up cinematic. So I'm assuming this will be the end of the game thing. So what we should do is, before I forget, let's actually turn on the game music again. And turn off our music. And just make sure the volume's good. Come on, game music. Game music, yep. We'll just go with it. And this is why I turn off the music and I turn on our music. This is what you hear most of the time. Which is fine, but I'd like to play the wonderful music. Yeah, so getting close did trigger it. Isn't it incredible how our town is transformed now that we're rank S? Everyone is pouring their hearts in and into preparing a big celebration tomorrow. Don't you love it, dear? Let's say we could say, yes, it's nice that everyone's working together. How much does it pay to help? I'm here to help out and maybe sneak a cupcake or two. I'm going to go with the last one because that's probably the most honest thing. I'm here to help, but also, where's the snacks? And we appreciate it so much. Every little bit helps, and your support means the world to us. Hey, it's great to see you. Thanks to you, our town is now rank S. We're busy preparing the big ribbon cutting ceremony. Want to lend a hand? Great. We could use an extra pair of hands. Can you help Erica sweep and then give Scott a hand with the decorations? The weird lack of music on the scene is strange choice. Oh, thank goodness you're here. I was beginning to think I'd be stuck sweeping until next week. The utter lack of music is... The worst thing is the game has such good music, too. The great residents of Starlet Town, today is a momentous occasion for our town. Thanks to humans' hard work and contributions, we have reached the highest town rank S. I do appreciate that they literally are going and saying, hey, this is humans doing, let's be real. I also am noticing we've got a bunch of the guests that are here, so that's fun. A lot of them I don't recognize either. Our town isn't just good as it before, it's even better. Please, give it up for Human. Why is it silent? Look around. We have a cinema, a clean ocean, a renovated inn, a fantastic solar garden. These achievements are thanks to your dedication, Human. The day you joined our community was the turning point for all of us. Please, have the honor of cutting the ribbon. And now, without farther ado, let's cut the ribbon and officially reopen our town. I'm guessing the music's just bugged because it was turned off. Because this having no music clearly doesn't feel correct. Well. So again, devs, and it's not just Coral Island. Devs for all these games, give us at least the option to keep your music playing. Alright, so we've got all that stuff. We already popped our nose into the museum. I don't think there'll be a thing there. And they mentioned a party tomorrow. So we will advance another... I mean, we're going to save out this day anyways. We will advance another day. So the next thing I want to do is I do want to pop in here to the recreation center, which is where all those things that we added went. So let's just check out to see if there's anything here we get to care about. Now you're gonna... Whatever. So we've got an arcade. You know someone who cramped who had cramped hands for 2 days after playing this? It scares you. You can't play pinball now. There are other things to do. You wonder how many tickets you need to get the giant chicken in the middle. I'm a little disappointed they don't have like a mini game in there, I guess. I'm also not sure what part of this I actually buy stuff from. Oh, this is the movie theater. Yeah, so I built the movie theater. Okay, so the movie theater doesn't do anything really. What I'm assuming will happen, I'll show you here in a second, is I'm assuming when you talk to someone and you schedule a date or whatever, then it'll do stuff here. And then there's Putt Putt, which we got added as well. But, so yeah, so it's gonna be date cinematics where we talk to a person, say, hey, you want to go out? And all that, versus this will have a sale. That's, there. So you got the gym and all. I do like that you see the various people walking through. Yeah, so that's going to be a date location for activities, which is totally fine. I think that's fair as well. Still. So that's all implemented there. So the thing I want to go ahead and do is, because we're not sure about this whole party thing, we already ran between our stuff. Let's advance the day, because they alluded to the fact that there was going to be a party tomorrow. I don't know if it'll actually be a thing or not. So, Town Rank S, new books in the library. We've earned 2,100 merit points, because weirdly it gave me the merit points for replanting the forest, the Purwood Woods, which for the record was about a week ago in game, so sure. And then a bunch of relationships went up a notch and all sorts of goodies. Oh gosh, piping hot curry would be perfect right now. Yeah, so if we were to invite to hang out, see, now I could go to the rec center and we could choose like workout, watch a film, all that sort of stuff. That's what that opened for, was for more date options. Which it makes sense, because then they can do like the same thing that Stardew does, where you show up, there'll be a film playing and they'll make comments or whatever. Darling, have you ever had eggplant lasagna? It's delicious. I got this recipe from one of my friends who lives abroad. I'm not much of a cook, but there's a pretty easy recipe. Alright, so I'm actually not going to run around and deal with all this stuff. I'm literally going to just wander into town. And we're going to see if there's a cinematic over here. I'm going to guess there isn't going to be one. Like I said, they alluded to the party or whatever. I think the idea was that cinematic we got there, was it? They're going to run in here to where it says Town Rank S. See if anything happens here. Nope, that's all done. So nothing new is on there. And let's see what the books say. And then at that, we might end up switching games because we will have finished it all. Okay. Do good at investigation to the effects of ethical dilemmas on the coral reefs and fish communities. Conserving coral reefs is crucial to maintaining the global marine biodiversity. Coral reefs are often referred to as the rainforests of the sea, hosting around 25% of all marine life despite covering less than 1% of the ocean floor. These ecosystems are vital breeding and feeding grounds for numerous marine species, many of which are not found anywhere else on Earth. Coral reefs also act as natural barriers, protecting against coastal communities against stuff such as storms, erosions, highlighting their significance beyond marine life. The decline of the coral reefs due to pollution, overfishing, and climate change directly threatens the vast array of species that depend on them. Conservation efforts not only help preserve these diverse species, but also ensure the continuation of the ecological systems that reefs provide to humans. Cool. Furry herring, fact or fiction. Rumors have circulated among the fishers that there is a certain fish that lives in the waters around Coral Island. The locals have dubbed the furry herring. At present, it's difficult to discern if the fish in question is an actual living being or merely a fabrication of the imaginations of these fishers. Oh, it's totally real, said Theo, a resident fisher in Starlet Town. I've seen it once, jumping out of the water. It was magnificent. His father Jim, however, had other ideas. I can't say for certain that the herring doesn't exist, just that I have a hard time believing it does. I've spent decades in these waters, caught almost every fish imaginable, and I've never seen this fish. But others are more optimistic approach. I've never seen it myself, but you know how deep the ocean is, said Sonny. Owner of the beach shot? That was not Sonny's voice. Who knows if it lives down there? Could be anything. I gained knowledge about fishing. Butterflies, those dazzling insects, pop up in mists all around the world. It's no surprise, really. They're so pretty and sometimes really rare. Here are a few kinds you might hear about in stories. The blue morpho butterfly. It's got wings from shiny blue mirrors. The crowned hair-streak butterfly. It's got streaks on its wings that look like a crown. The western tiger swallowtail. It's big and has stripes like a tiger. And the birdwing butterfly, which is super big and colorful and almost like a flying flower. Then there's the spice bush swallowtail. It's got a cool name, and it loves hanging around spice bush plants. So I gained another point in mastery. Take a dive into the fascinating world of ocean's most unique critters, the legendary creatures, not only rare, but also incredibly captivating. Let's meet some of them. The chambered nautilus, a living fossil with stunning spiral shell. The cotton candy lobster, known for its vibrant, unusual blue-pink coloring. The Venus flower basket, a spectacular deep-sea sponge that looks like a glass sculpture. The calico lobster, distinct with its patchwork of colors resembling a calico cat. The leafy sea dragons, masters of camouflage. These creatures resemble floating seaweed. The split color lobster, a rare find featuring two unique toned body. Pink meanie jellyfish, a standout for its striking pink hue. Each of these creatures are a natural marvel, showcasing the incredible diversity of beautiful marine life. You've heard that 30% of biodiversity and less than 1% since they've been discovering microbiomes inside the reefs. Kind of new species. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous how much of that. Yep. And as far as what we're playing after, I'm still debating. Old Farmer Diary is going to be our parents or grandparents or whatever. Days are getting colder. I should have gotten more food while prices were low. Mom and Pops have been on my case about the temple offerings. I'm a bit lazy with them lately, thinking maybe it's better to keep and sell the produce. But I guess it's important to keep up with traditions. The Harvest Festival is just around the corner. Got to think about what to give the folks this year. At least Betty would be there. So, with the whole mastery thing, is that telling me it gave me skill points? I remember what it was. So it didn't give us skill points. I don't really know what that we got more mastery did for us. But that's a whole thing there. So it's safe to assume that's all sorted. So I'm going to go take care of the animals real fast, and then, like I said, we'll probably do our switch at that point. I know this is very, 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 very early for me to do the switch compared to normal, but, like, literally the plan was to finally wrap up Coral Island, because if I had chosen to stream what I had, I don't need to do anything up here, I just remember that. If I'd chosen to stream the game to doing it, it would have been 2 to 3 more streams, probably. S rank across the board. It would have been like 2-3 more streams. And like I said, as much as I've been enjoying the game, it's been kind of overstaying its welcome on the channel. It's just, as a variety streamer, I can't really stay into one game for a very long period of time. It ends up being a thing, you either build an audience just for that game and nothing else, which is a problem, or like you start pushing away your viewers who are looking for something that isn't that game. So it is kind of one of those things that, as a variety, you do need to maintain a certain amount of actual variety going on. Just cutting that back a little. Do you have spare seeds so I don't have to go to town to buy them? Yeah, you're good. Because then, what happens with the save file is the save file becomes something where I just achievement hunt in it. So I can, on my own time, wrap up the achievements. But I'm just going to save out the day so I don't have to go through all that again. And then that will be the end of Coral Island for the time being. For the record, it's not that I'd never be willing to revisit the game or anything like that. Looking at the future updates, if we do revisit the game, I don't see starting a fresh playthrough and doing it all over again. To be entirely clear on that. Because the future updates are adding stuff like your kids aging up, so that's all endgame stuff. They've also got some other ones like going on with that it seems like it's almost entirely endgame stuff. So with that, that is going to be the end of Coral Island. I absolutely adore this game. I still very much stand by. I don't, like, if you ask me which game is better, Stardew Valley or Coral Island, I don't have a good answer for you. Because there's a lot of nuance to it. I know I've got more hours in Stardew Valley, but I'm going to be putting more hours into Coral Island to get all the 100%ing the achievements and everything. And we haven't seen if there will be a modding community around Coral Island of any substance or not. I don't think there will be, but very genuinely, both games are absolutely amazing. I do feel like Coral Island does a very good job of taking the existing formula that was created back in the days of Harvest Moon that, you know, Stardew Valley went and refined, and I feel like they, in a lot of ways, refine it even more. I do understand some people that they find the 3D animation style of this one not really to their taste, and that's fair enough. And I do feel like the game in its intro, where it does the beat-for-beat intro of like when Robin shows up at the cabin in Stardew Valley, that they almost perfectly mirror that, doesn't do it any favors for not being directly compared and being called a clone or whatever. But the game does so much to change the model. Like, the whole town ranking thing is a whole big thing that, really, when you look at this, this is perfection. That's what this is. This is the perfection run in Stardew Valley. But they do a good thing with that. They have this attraction mechanic. Stardew Valley has nothing like that. They've got the ocean mechanic. Stardew Valley has nothing like that there. The heritage and the museum, those are the same in like almost all the games. Like Stardew Valley has those. Harvest Moon had the equivalents of those. You have like Sunhaven has its version of that. Like, those are just the normal collecting things. The town rank is just, it's not even its own thing. It's just a culmination of this. But I do feel they've done an incredible job putting this together, and so very much, this has been one of my favorite games that I've played in the last couple years. So, it's a little bit of a bummer to see it be done on the channel for now, because like I said, they've got, we can go back to the entrance screen to see, I think they've got the roadmap there. We can go back to see what the roadmap, because I believe they have their one update I know outlines the kids and all that. Oh, it's the roadmap's not here. It's fine. But I know they've got like one major update that's going to be adding multiplayer to the game and most of the additions around that, and then they've got another major update that is around like the kids growing up, like not becoming adults, but getting to like teenagers and all that, where you'll get to have like different phases, to kind of give it, like, if you wanted to keep playing through a playthrough, some longevity where you still see change in the world and all that. The one I'm excited to see is that they are going to have it where your spouses and all that stories will continue after you get married, because like right now it's kind of the same as Stardew Valley, where you get married and your spouse is just there and they say hi and occasionally give you gifts, but for the most part that's all they are. After that point they don't have more they do. Whereas what the intention is in the future update, each of them will have their own, like, after you get married they'll have like an additional story of something they do. So like for Yuri, we went through, maybe she ends up trying to start some type of doctoring program or some research into the disease that cost her friend. Or like, you know, with Eva, we saw she had her whole bakery contest thing, that maybe she goes on from there. And weirdly, she kind of already does. Eva kind of does have more story, that she gets to open her own bakery. So maybe literally all her story is on that regard, is that if we were playing on the character that we romanced Eva and then got to that point, that there would be cinematics leading to her opening that bakery. But you get the idea, that there would be more, that they don't just, their story doesn't end. So I'm excited for that. But the multiplayer one, unless there's like a big collab thing that some people want to do, I don't see playing it again for that purpose. Whereas the continuation of the story, I could see, if it's something I could knock out in just 1 or 2 streams, I could see hopping back in to, you know, we could check both Yuri and Eva's end story if it's fast. Like if we'd pop in, it would begin, and we just got to meet them at the different locations, and, you know, we could knock it out in a stream or 2. I could see revisiting that. If it'd be a whole big lengthy thing, probably not. But with all that said, what's going to end up happening is, for those watching on YouTube, the YouTube stream will be going down because we'll be switching categories. But over here on Twitch, the thing I am debating now is